Hi guys, in this tutorial I'll show you how we can create this type of calculation form. This could be rent calculation, fuel calculation, or any type of calculation. So if I increase the number of rooms, as you can see our subtotal is increasing also for this one. So if we decrease it is decreasing. If I increase it, it is calculated based on our choice. So I will show you how we can create this one. I will also show you how we can create complex calculator as well. So let's get started. So to do this we need a plugin called Caldera Forms, and this is a contact form with some advanced functionalities. I have already created a tutorial showing how we can create conditional form with this Caldera form. You can check it out. You have to go to plugin, add new, and search for Caldera Forms, install it and activate it. So I have already installed it. As you can see, this is blank, so we need to create a new form. So go to Caldera Forms and click this blue button called new form. In this case we will choose a blank form. Let's give it a name. Click create form. So this is our form layout, so we can build our form or design our form in here. So this is the section in where we can add many type of fields. So if I click and drag and drop it in our section, as you can see we have tons of fields available to choose from. So let's choose single line text, and on the right hand side we have all of these available options for that particular fields. We can also create multiple columns. So if we click this split row, as you can see it is 2 column now, it is 3 column. You can make multiple columns as well. So for this tutorial purpose I will only use 1 column. So let's add a new section. Let's make this calculator. So let's add 3 range slider and a calculation where all of our result will show. So first of all, to add a range slider, let's drag and drop it in here and go to special, and you will see range slider. Choose set field, and on the right hand side, as you can see, we have all of the options available for that particular range slider. So first of all, the name and slag is mandatory. You have to fill this one. So let's give it a name. And this slag will be automatically generated. So you can choose whether it is required or not. You can also hide the label if you don't want to show this label. You can choose the track, highlight, handle and border color as well. In here you can choose the number of steps and minimum and maximum value. So let's say for our number of children it is minimum of 1 and maximum of 6. You can also choose the default value in here, and you can also add suffix or prefix. So let's save this form and let's add a new section. Place this duplicate button to duplicate this slider and drag it in here. So in this case let's change the name to number of rooms. Perfect. And let's choose minimum 1, maximum maybe 8, any value you want. Save this form, create another one, duplicate this one, and let's make it maybe rent. For rent our step may be 500. So the step means it will increase by this number each time. So for our minimum let's choose 1000 and maximum let's choose 10,000 maybe. Perfect. So our minimum rent will be 1000 and the maximum will be 10,000. We can also add prefix and suffix. So let's add a $sign. Perfect. And let's save this. Now our form is created. First of all, let's add this form to our page. So click this forms again, and you will see our form name in here, and click this get shortcode and it will show the shortcode of that particular form. Copy the shortcode, go to your page. In my case it's an elementary section, so search for shortcode widget and paste the shortcode and save. As you can see, this is our form. So perfect, all of our slider is showing perfectly. So let's add a calculation. So now over to our form and click edit to edit it again. and in here let's add a section and let's add a calculation. So how we can add calculation? That is actually very easy. Click and drag this button in here and drop it in here. For calculation we have to go to special and choose calculation. So now our calculation field is added. Let's give it a name, total, and let's hide our label. Now here we have to set our calculation. So how it will be calculated? So for our number of children we will multiply it with rooms and rent. So click add operator group to add a new calculation. For in here, if you click, all of our fields will show up. So first of all, number of children, so choose this one, click add line, and choose in here. As you can see, we have plus, minus, multiplication and division. So choose multiply. Number of rooms, we want to multiply our number of children with number of rooms. Perfect. Then we will multiply those with rent. So add new line, multiply rent. So this is our formula. Click save and let's check how it looks. So as you can see, our number of children is 1, number of rooms is 1, and the rent is 1000. So it is showing 1000. So if I increase our children to 2, it is becoming 2000. If I increase our number of rooms to 4, it is becoming 4000. So as you can see, this is actually very easy to create. So now I will show an advanced form. This advanced calculation will need some knowledge of mathematics and some coding. So let's get started. So let's remove each of the things maybe. So we'll create a calculation where user can choose number of rooms, number of washrooms, then we will calculate the subtotal and we'll give a 25% discount to that subtotal. Okay, so it's a bit complicated, so we'll create this and I will show you how we can create this form with manual formula. So click new section. So first field we will add maybe number of rooms. So for our number of rooms we will go to select and we will choose drop down select. Let's choose number of rooms, and in here we can add options. So add option. So we will have 1 room, add option, 2 room, 3 rooms and 4 rooms. Perfect. And we will choose the number 1 room as a default. So check this one. So we will have 4 options for our room. Save. Let's check our form in here. As you can see, we have a drop down with number of rooms. So let's go for the number of washroom. Select, drop down, number of washroom, and let's add 1, 2, 3. So we will have 3 options. Perfect. And the number 1 will be default. Perfect. So now first of all we need a way that if user choose number one room and 1 washroom, the rent will be, let's say, $1500. But if he choose 1 room and 2 washroom, it will increase by $500. So $500 increment for each of these washroom. So if you choose 2 washroom, that will be $500 more. If he choose 3 washroom, that will be $1000 more. So how we can set that? So that is actually very easy. So first of all, let's check this one, set value. So we'll manually set the value of our washroom. So for first washroom we don't need any increment, so we'll choose 0. For the second one we will increase it by 500, then the third one will be 1000. Okay, so if you user choose 3 washroom, that will be 1000 increment. So now let's add a calculation field in here, a special calculation to calculate this. So now let's set our rent. Okay, so we can do this with number of method. So I will show you a easier or a normal method. As you can see on the top menu, we have an option called variables. So go to the variables and in here we can set a value as a variable. So let's set a value as a variable called rent. So our rent will be $1,500. In here let's name it rent, and the value will be 1500, and it will be a static value. Okay, perfect. So let's go our layout section, and now let's add a formula. So let's add a number of rooms. So number of rooms will be multiplied by our rent. As you can see, this is our variable rent. So our number of rooms will be multiplied by our rent. So let's save and check it first. So as you can see, currently it is showing 1500 as it is one room. If we choose two room, that will be 3000, three, that will be 4500. So our number of rooms is multiplying with 1500. Perfect. So now we will add our number of washroom. Okay, so if we choose washroom number, it will be automatically added. So let's choose one room, one washroom. So if we choose 1 it won't add anything, but if you choose 2, it will add 500. If you choose 3, it will add 1000. Okay, perfect. So that is a basic form. But now we want a way that if you just choose a certain number of rooms and washroom, we want to discount by 25%, let's say. So how we can create that? So to create this type of complex calculation, we need to go to this manual formula. So as you can see, there is an option called manual formula. So if you check, we have a field and we can type our formula in here. So the formula is not very hard or something, so I'll show you how we can create that. But first of all, we want to add a variable, the number of percentage. So let's say 25% means 0.25. okay, so why we use variable? Because we can change the value later. So if you want to add 30% divided by 100, so that will be 30%. In our case, this will be 25%. So 25 divided by 100. So this will be our variable. So let's create a new variable. Make it discount, and the value will be our 0.25. so this will be our discount value. Perfect. So now the trickiest part. So let's add some manual formula and let's do some mathematics. So let's check this one. So to calculate our 25% discount, first we have to calculate our total rent, like the rent of each room plus our washroom. Let's say this one. We have to calculate the 25% value of this total and minus this value from our total rent. Let's say in here, for example, let's say we have 3 rooms and 3 washrooms. So this is our total. Okay, so this will be our total rent without our discount. So what is the 25% of, let's say 1500? So 25%, that is 1375. So we need to minus this value from this one. So this will be our number of results. So there is a little bit of math required. So now we will type this formula. So first of all, let's calculate our total value. So that will be number of rooms times our rent plus our washroom. Perfect. So let's add a parenthesis in here. So to insert any field value, so this is our field. So insert any field value, we have to insert the name of our field within 2%. So percentage, the name of our field, then percentage. Okay, so for our number of rooms, let's check the name. So this is our name of number of rooms. So let's insert within our first bracket. So that will be percentage, the name of our rooms, then percentage, the name of our fields, then percentage. So this will give us the number of rooms. So first of all we need to collect the number of rooms, then we have to multiply it with our rent. So multiply. To insert rent or any value rather than field value, we need to name it within the curly braces. So insert curly braces, and for the variable we need to mention it like this, variable, then clone the name of our variable. So the name of our variable was rent. Okay, so in here, so the formula will be curly braces, and within the curly braces we have to type variable, clone the name of our variable, so variable rent. Perfect. Now let's save this and show what it gives. So as you can see, for number 1 it is 1500, 2 it is 3000, so it is working perfectly. So now add our washroom with it. So as washroom is our field value, so we need to insert percentage, and within this percentage we need to call this field value name. Perfect. So let's save this and let's check again. As you can see, if I increase to washroom, it is 2000. Great. So our total, the count of our total is now ready. So now we need to minus it with our total value into our percentage. Total value times our variable. So variable. So this thing is a little bit complicated, so we'll be used to it. Variable and the name of our variable. So the name was discount. So the total value minus the total value times discount. So that will give us the final result. So variable discount perfect. So let's save this. Let's refresh. As you can see, if we choose number 1 room and 1 washroom, it will be 1125. If we choose 2 room, it will be 2250. If we choose 2 room 2 washroom, that will be 2625. Perfect. So I think everything is working perfectly. So the formula is little bit complicated, but if we practice, this will be very easy. So first of all, we multiplied our number of rooms with our variable rent, then we added with our number of washroom. That will give us the subtotal of all of our cost. Then we just made the percentage, like all of our costs times our discount amount. So that's how you can do it. So I hope you guys learned something new. So I'll see you in the next tutorial.